Okay, I wanted to talk about this for quite a while. Ever since I saw the fucking goddamn trailer to this game. Expedition 33. What the fuck? This game, obviously, look, this game is obviously looks beautiful. They're using the capability, they're using the PlayStation 5's hardware as they should. When I look at this game, it makes me want to get a fucking PS5. It comes out next year. If there's a bundle with a PS5, I'm getting that shit. This game looks fucking phenomenal. Alright? I don't know why Sony doesn't look at that and literally looks like Square Enix and be like, what the fuck is... Why are you not doing this? And I'm so happy that this game is actually turn-based. It is. It's a turn-based RPG. And it takes a little bit of Mario and Luigi reference right there. You know, if you ever played the RPGs of Mario and Luigi, when you can literally just time the hits and everything like that, oh, it's so good. So fucking good. So great. And I'm glad that they put it here. You know, that's why I've mentioned a long time ago that Square, if you're really worried about people being like, oh, turn-based with Final Fantasy again, then just do what Mario and Luigi Saga does. Why is that so hard? But they don't want to do that because they're fucking lazy. They're lazy. Square Enix is lazy and they want to cater to stupid motherfuckers that don't want to play old Final Fantasy games or don't want to play turn-based RPGs to begin with because they think that it's outdated and old and should die. Bullshit. This game right here literally told you, go fuck yourself. Literally. Everyone is so hyped for this game. And I don't want to hear for you motherfuckers that literally are like, oh, turn-based is dying. You guys, shut the fuck up. You guys are now going to shut the fuck up. Where are you guys now? Where are you guys, though? Where are you guys? I don't see you guys making videos. All you fucking haters that hate turn-based RPGs and shit like that. I don't see you guys talking shit about this. Of course you're not. Why would you, right? I would love to hear any of these little simp freaking journalists also that talk shit about this. Because you can't go through the game quickly. You have to fucking strategize and think how to get through the game. That's why probably none of these fake journalists that want to be real gamers will never probably review full detail of what a Shimigami game is. You know? That's just an example, because Shimigami, no matter what game you're playing, you have to fucking think. You have to fucking strategize. It's not pressing the fucking X button and then moving the fuck on. Too fucking bad. You're going to do that, you're going to die. You're going to die in that game. You're going to die in these games. Okay? And everything that you see in this trailer, and the first time I saw this trailer, the full fledge of it was when they revealed the voice actors, basically. I would put that trailer in the description box because that trailer is so beautifully made. It's so good. I saw a little bit of the gameplay, 6 minutes of the gameplay. Saw that. That was great. That was beautiful. I can't believe this game exists, bro. I was even telling my friends, you know, I was telling, you know, my brothers and shit like that. I'm over here like, yo, this game, like, I can't believe this game is real. I cannot believe this game is fucking real. And then you see the combat style and shit like that. I'm like, that's combat? That's combat? That looks like a fucking goddamn cutscene. You tell me that's combat? That's fucking amazing. Something that Square Enix always wanted to do with Final Fantasy 13, but they couldn't do it. Something that other games tried to do also, but they couldn't do it. In a way, Square Enix kind of did it with Final Fantasy 7. That was the whole thing that everyone was just like, oh, over. This is what Final Fantasy 7 Remake probably should have done. Be like this. But it didn't. Because everyone that made Final Fantasy 7 Remake decided to put a thumb up their fucking ass and decided to say, fuck the fan base, fuck the original story of Final Fantasy 7, and we're making our own fucking stupid shit. Like no one doesn't like. It would have been fine if it was in a regular Final Fantasy game, a newer Final Fantasy game. Hey, you could have used that story for Final Fantasy 16, and no one would give a shit. No one will actually give a shit. Just as an example. And the reason this is titled Final Fantasy versus Expedition 33 is because what do you got? What do you got, Sqawn? What do you got? Guarantee you, Expedition 33 is going to make more money than Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. All of those games combined, well, literally, all those games combined, literally, nothing. It'll be nothing compared to how much money this game is going to make. This game is going to make money. And it's funny, too, that some people out here think that turn-based is dead, and over here, turn-based is literally having another renaissance around here. Sounds like you're trying to kill something that's trying to get started. You know? There's so many good turn-based out here that some people haven't played. I still haven't played them because there's so many games out here. There's really good competition nowadays with these turn-based RPGs. You know? And there's so many other turn-based games that are going to come out more in the future. Especially when they see this. This right here. Remember when I told you guys there's a renaissance with gaming and shit like this? Sometimes games, when you don't notice, you might not notice now, you might not notice next year, or the year before that. But eventually, you'll be like, this is the starting point right here. Because look at this game. Look at this game. And I'm glad that platformers are also coming back. Because it's just a genre of games, guys. Just because you think you moved past it doesn't mean it should die off. That's stupid. That's stupid. That literally is stupid. That's literally saying that, oh, the way that how Diablo plays, it should be done because that's been played out for many, many years. Even, Fallout used to play like that. Now it should not do that anymore. You know? I don't even play those games on PC and shit like that, but I know what they look like on PC, and some of them have changed, like Fallout. But any Fallout fan will respect that shit, that classic shit. But God forbid, a modern Final Fantasy fan would give a fuck about that classic stuff. Oh, it's turn-based. Fuck you. Okay, so what's your first Final Fantasy game? Oh, Final Fantasy 15. What's your first Final Fantasy game? Oh, Final Fantasy 16. What's your first Final Fantasy game? Oh, Final Fantasy 7 Remake or Rebirth. You see the problem? You see the problem? Half of you motherfuckers don't even go back to play this shit. And it's already out. Look, I get the price tag for the Pixel remasters. $80 fucking dollars. $80 fucking dollars. I saw that shit for $40 at GameStop. And I still was like, I don't know. Even though that's a steal. That's a steal. And I could have grabbed that shit. But I was like, I don't know. I do not know. You know why? Because I don't trust this company anymore, bro. I do not trust this company. I will buy some games from them that I haven't even played before. Like, for example, like Live and shit like that. I have the demo. I just haven't had the time to like buy it and shit like that. But I'm playing other games. Like, for crying out loud. I'm playing, I'm playing Shimigami. Soul Hackers. I'm playing that. I'm playing Shimigami 5 Vengeance. And I'm making my own game here. Which I'm almost done with, by the way. And I will do a Let's Play on that soon. I will show it off a little bit. And then I'll do a Let's Play on it, basically. So I want to get the fine things really good before I show that game off. Which you do need to pay attention to my game also, because you will die. This is stuff I like about these games. About some of the turn-based games. Look, there are turn-based RPGs out there that don't use status effects. And that is fine. Because there's games that will cope of not having those status effects. There's other things that will make the gameplay more fun and more challenging and more thinking based without having those status effects. There's games that can do that. But not all games can do that. Some games just literally lack of something just because the developers feel like we just don't want to put it in because that's more time for us, basically. We want to get this game quickly. And in my opinion, that just tells me, don't make the game. Don't make the game. Don't make the game. Don't make the game, bro. If you don't care for it, there's no heart and soul on it, then you're not going to get your money. It's not going to get sold as well. People would see the bullshit and not buy it. And people will be upset. The people that really enjoyed it would be like, yo, man, like, there's good ideas up here in here, and I wish to do more with it, but it probably would never happen. It's like, look at a good example for Terrifier. The first Terrifier movie, that was like, I know a lot of people, I'm not a big fan of that movie, but people say that's like a branching off to show the character, and then when the sequel happens, it has more of a story, and that's fine. But when it comes to video games, that's not, that's tell tell a guy high in the rankings of that company that gets money from making all these games. They would be like, no, man, I want that shit now. Not tomorrow, not for the sequel, now. Because there's money to be made. Not to say it's not like that in the movie business, but in the video game business, it's like, you better act right now, you better adapt or die, basically. It's quick like that. The video game industry has to adapt faster than the movie industry and everything like that now. It's been like that forever, actually, ever since video games have been more in the limelight, basically. You know? And I just mentioned this stuff because I just love these turn-based RPGs, and I love what Expedition 33 is showing us here. I already know that I'm going to fall in love with these characters just by looking at their demeanor, the way that the characters look and the emotions that they come off of that shit. I'm over here like, I haven't felt that type of shit in a long time. Definitely from not Square Enix. And guess what? I found this shit out. You know the reason why Expedition exists? I'm going to end this video very soon. I just want to mention this shit. You know why Expedition 33 exists? You know why? I know some. If you guys know, then that's fine. But I'll tell you why if you don't know. The reason this game exists is because the people that make this game was tired of Square Enix making a true Final Fantasy game. They were tired of waiting for Square to make a traditional Final Fantasy game. And they're like, forget that shit, we're making our own. And guess what? There's a lot of people out here that are doing that too. Why? Because because people are tired of waiting for Square Enix. They're tired of it, bro. They're tired of it. This game is a huge example of why people are fucking sick of Square Enix. Even in the gaming industry, they're sick of their shit. That's sad, bro. That's fucking sad. And if I was Enix, that's part of Square, I would be worried. I would be fucking worried because you make Dragon Quest, bro. You don't want that filth leading on to you. Hell no. Dragon Quest XI is a masterpiece. It's a good fucking game. Definitely compliments to the whole series, especially Dragon Quest 3, 1, and 2. Especially Dragon Quest XI. It literally wears Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 in its sleeve. You know? It looks at those games and it doesn't spit at it like Final Fantasy VII does. It looks at it and respects it, and it basically leans on it to the point that it makes it more better. And when you play all of those together, you don't have to, but when you do, if you do, you will have more of an enjoyment of an experience as a gamer. And they knew it when they were making this game because they thought about the consumer, not about their stupid selves. And they thought about what would be fun also because they wanted to put something that was fun. You always hear these game designers that say that this is what some of the video game higher development team and some idiots in the industry don't want to hear. But some video game designers are literally say, I want to make a game that I want to make. And they're afraid, and so many people in the gaming industry are afraid to hear that from other video game developers. Why? Because they know that they have to compete. And if they can't compete, they will die off. Just like in the Wild Wild West, when PS1 came out. Seriously, it was a Wild Wild West back then, man. Because there was new fresh eyes, new talent and everything like that. You know? Not to say Nintendo didn't get that. Of course they did. But who went more with, who was the better option if you were a newcomer to gaming? It would be better to go to Sony. Because they had a CD that you could put so much shit in it instead of the cartridge. You gotta think first. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to Nintendo because I like them so much. No, you gotta think about business-wise, and you also gotta think of you also got to think of what would be better for your game. You know, do you want a game that has a lot of stuff in it so you could put? You might not put a lot of stuff in it, but wouldn't you like to have a lot of data to put a game in so you can actually play with and put stuff in and stuff like that, instead of having a small data to the point that you'd be like, okay, you could be creative and find out the limitations, and you could do that, and that's good. That's great. That shows another way to be a good game designer. But if you don't do that, and you don't think about that, or you just make something, for example, if you make a model, or 2 models, or even 3 models, and it's all gone, like the data's gone, then what's the fucking point? That you can't even make a game here at that point. Because you know how Square Enix is. They love the attention to detail on their characters. So if they can't put that detail on the N64, guess what? They were gone, as they should. You know? So this is what I'm talking about. It's no different from what Square Enix went through a long time ago. But it's just now with different other developers. And Square Enix thinks that there's more competition now more than ever, since there was back in the PS3 era. But Square Enix thinks that they're still on top just because they own Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. It's sad, bro. It's sad. Even Kingdom Hearts is looking at you like, I'm not even going to be here for that long, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. If Nomura is retiring, there could be 2 options. No more Kingdom Hearts, or what you could do, Square, is get Capcom to work with you and Disney, because Capcom had a relationship with Disney with making their games, and Capcom can make future Kingdom Hearts games. I will love to see that shit. All you have to do, Square Enix, is look and see if they're doing well, and then go tell Nomura, being like, hey, can you look at it? And he just needs to look upon it and be like, okay, yeah, they're fine. And that's it. That's it. He doesn't have to do anything else. He can go to his house, look what they're doing, give some advice, go back home, and rank that money. Doesn't matter if the game fails, he's still ranking that money. Because there's other games that he made in the other franchise that he's still ranking money on. So he's gonna be fine regardless. Nomura's gonna be fine regardless. He's gonna be swimming in money regardless. I am dead serious. Seriously, he probably got a lot of money too, just from that Pixel Remastered. Because some of the monsters that he designed are in the Pixel Remasters. He was a monster designer when he first came to Square. So, obviously. So, to a monster designer, to the creator of Kingdom Hearts, to creating other characters, to a monster designer, to creating characters for Final Fantasy, to eventually creating Kingdom Hearts, and creating other games. Just stick with Kingdom Hearts, bro. And The World Ends With You. That was nice. That was nice. At least The World Ends With You is really cool. I like it. I don't know about anybody else, but I like that game. But, I do need to beat the new one, Neo. See, there's so many other games I need to get to, bro. There's so many games, bro. But Expedition 33 is another one that I want to get into, bro. Because this game looks awesome. It just proves that Square Enix is not doing what they should be doing, bro. I remember showing this to my friend. And he was like, thank you for showing me this shit. This game, there's no reason Square Enix cannot make a good... Sorry about that. There's no reason Square Enix cannot make a good, modern Final Fantasy game. A traditional Final Fantasy game. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be turn-based. I know a lot of people want to be like, you just want turn-based back. The thing is, if they bring turn-based back, and it's still shit, then it's still shit. That doesn't change anything. The reason I mentioned bringing turn-based back is because a lot of people have been asking that shit for years, bro. And the last time you brought turn-based back is with World of Final Fantasy. When I'm talking about with a Final Fantasy game, modern Final Fantasy. And World of Final Fantasy, you did it fine in that one. When I see that turn-based style, I'm all here like, you guys still got it. You still have, it feels like you guys have new, fresh ideas when it comes to turn-based. But you guys are not doing it. It's sad, bro. It's sad. When I look at World of Final Fantasy and I see that turn-based style, I'm all like, so you do have new and fresh ideas. It's just that you refuse to fucking make Final Fantasy your main line turn-based. You hate it. Just admit it that you hate it. And if you hate it that much, again, going back to the Super Mario and Luigi saga, you could just use the fucking buttons being like pa 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 or some shit. Like if you ever played those games, bro. And if you don't want to do that, use the Parasite Eve gameplay. It's turn-based in a way, still, but still action all at the same time. You see? That's kind of like what they did with Final Dragon Quest XI. You have the option to make it regular turn-based or action turn-based. It's still turn-based, but you can move around in the field and shit like that. And going back, I've mentioned this a whole bunch of times too, but I have to say this again just in case. I have always noticed that if you do hit them in the back in Dragon Quest XI, it does do more damage, but other times when you do, it doesn't. So I have noticed that, but I know some people say that, oh, they never programmed that. I only say that because I've noticed it. I don't know if they did program it in that game, but when I try it, I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of see the difference. Sometimes I don't. You know, I guess just depends on the player. I guess, right? Maybe they did implement it, but then they were like, fuck that shit. We're not doing it. It's like, but we just started. Fuck that. I'm tired. There's so much shit in here anyways, man. It's like they did at the last moment, you know? And they were just tired at that point. You know what? Can't blame them. When you're on there long periods of time and that shit's about to be shipped already and you're over here like, it is what it is. It's good. It's fine. Let's go. Gone. You know? So, because you got to stop working on it eventually, you know. That's how games are eventually. Even the games that you love and enjoy have never been finished. Crash Bandicoot has never been finished. Super Mario Brothers 1 never been finished. Final Fantasy 1 never been finished. This is why we get sequels and all that stuff and prequels to flesh out the idea of what they wanted. Look at Dragon Quest 3. That's literally what they wanted. What Enix wanted for the first Dragon Quest game. You could tell because it's so good of a game, and they just couldn't because they didn't know what they could do. You know, so they had to start off somewhere. So instead of starting out big, they started out small, and they went their way forward like that. So which is good. If you're all gonna start off as a gamer or as a video game designer and stuff like that, or do stuff even on RPG Maker Fez. Start off small. That's why always big inspirations like Super Mario 64 is really good because it's just a hub world. And hub worlds are, to be honest, hub worlds are kind of coming back better than ever more than open worlds. I like hub worlds better than open worlds because at least hub worlds you could fill things in and you'd be like, oh, okay, this feels alive. With open worlds, it depends what it is. But sometimes open world games, you'd be like, this is empty as shit. What the fuck is this shit? You know, the only one that does not do that is Shadow of the Colossus. And that shit looks empty as shit. But it even has shit that you can do. And it looks barren as hell. You know? So you could do it. Again, you could do it. It just depends who you are as a designer, game designer. And if you have that creativity and imagination to see it through. Because if you don't, then why are you making this huge to begin with, you know? So know your limitations. Know your limitations. When you're always going to make a game, know your fucking limitations, you know? So, and that's why we need to talk about some of this stuff too, because I guarantee you the people that made Expedition, they learned some of their weaknesses and some of their strengths when they were making this game. And this game is going to be, when people say Final Fantasy 7 or Rebirth or 16 is their game of the year, I laugh at that shit. Because when I see this, if this is not their game of the year, this trailer is way better than Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and Final Fantasy 7 16. This trailer looks better than all of those 3 trailers combined. Of course, the game could be shit, but at least the trailer looks fucking phenomenal, and the gameplay looks beautiful and awesome as hell. But I guarantee you, this game is not going to be shit. It is going to be a masterpiece. It's going to be thought about for years to come. It is. And even if it is shit, people will still look back on it and look at the visuals and everything like that. I'd be like, because everyone would be like, this is what the PS5 is capable of, you know? And then you have a good gameplay that goes with it. Because the gameplay looks fire. Looks fire. I'm saying that right now. It looks pretty dope, in my opinion. Seriously. That flashy effects that Square Enix has been dying to fucking do. That's why you wanted to make everything action RPG, you dumb piece of shits. This game showed you that you don't have to fucking be action RPG to be flashy. Even Mario and Luigi Saga showed you that shit, and that shit was on fucking Game Boy Advance. Oh, God. When there's other examples out here, you have no excuse just to say that Square Enix is fucking lazy. Lazy, 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 lazy. Stop giving them excuses. When Rockstar and Square Enix were doing right and shit like that, when other companies were fucking up, we told them the same shit too. You know, and we used to use Rockstar and Square Enix as a good example. But now they're not good examples anymore. Because they rather listen to dumb motherfuckers on the internet. And dumb motherfuckers in their own fucking business. That should be literally either dead or retired. Because you're not making the company look good anyways for you staying there. It's like the whole Vince McMahon shit. Yes. Seriously. You don't look good. The company doesn't look good just by you being there. That's how I feel with the COO of Disney right now. You don't look good being there, bro. I don't care if you left and then came back. You don't look good being there still. At least with Square Enix, they have the right to be like, yeah, we need a new CEO. Because the guy that the old CEO from Square, I'm over here like, yeah, dude, you should get out here because no one doesn't want to see your face anymore. You like, when people look at the company Square, they look at you and they're like, no, fuck you, basically. So you have to leave. You have to leave. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. At least Square Enix was smart enough to be like, yeah, we need to do this now before shit gets worse. Because they're watching Disney and they're like, they're not changing with their COO, but we're going to. But tell me what you guys think about Expedition 33. Watch the trailer. I'll put that shit in the description box. Alright? Excuse me, I just ate. But this is the beautiful fucking trailer, bro. I love the music. I love the soundtrack. It reminds me of Final Fantasy 13. Oh, it's like Final Fantasy 13 and Nier soundtrack had a baby. Oh, God, yes. That is how I feel with the soundtrack. It's like Final Fantasy 13 and Nier just got drunk one day when they hung out together and they fucked and they gave birth to Expedition 33 soundtrack. Seriously. Even Elden Ring just walked by and they're like, oh, what is the soundtrack? A baby is born. And every soundtrack in the whole video game landscape is literally listening. Even Final Fantasy VI soundtrack is like, welcome back. You know, it's like, oh. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel, bro. This game is going to be great. It's going to be great, bro. It is. Like, again, the characters could be bad. The story could be bad. But at least the visuals look nice. Hey, at least you look at something nice if the game is shit. But at least the soundtrack is awesome and the gameplay looks dope. You know? I still cannot comprehend that this game is fucking real. Because when you look at the gameplay, you're like, nah, man, that's not real gameplay. Oh, no, this is real gameplay. Yeah, it's real. It is, it's real. And you're here like... And you're here looking at Square Enix and you're like... To be honest, in my opinion, if I was every company that made RPGs, turn-based RPGs like Atlas, you know, Sega and all that, Atlas, and even NX, we're all of us should be looking at Square, not NX, but Square, and being like, we should all be doing that right now, including Xbox and Sony and Nintendo. They should all be looking at Square right now and being like, even NX, bro, even NX should be looking at them and be like, and then Square's gonna be like, yo, man, they're looking at you, and be like, they're not looking at me, they're looking straight at you, bro. I'm doing fine. Dragon Quest XI did great. What have you been doing that's been great? You know? And then they're gonna be like, but we made Final Fantasy VII and shit like that. And then NX is gonna be like, yeah, but remember you lost money from that and you complained about it? And they're gonna be like, fuck, we did we? So I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I know I've been here. I know I wasn't on a tangent with this shit, but I just had to get my feelings and thoughts out there on this stuff. The title says it itself. Final Fantasy versus Expedition 33. Makes sense for me to put that as a title. Because this game looks fucking goddamn gorgeous. Not just the visuals or anything like that. It just looks beyond leads upon leads ahead of its time. Leads upon what we should already have with turn-based RPGs. Not to say Shin Megami's doing bad, or Atlas is doing bad. Atlas is rocking right now, to be quite honest with you. Atlas is literally taking the fan base of Square Enix. And you know what? I can't blame them. I will go with them too. I'll be like, fuck you, Square. Bye. Going with Atlas. I just mentioned not that long ago I'm playing an Atlas game. Shin Megami Soul Hackers. On the 3DS. And that game is fun. That game is fun. It has problems. It has some flaws that I'm like, But overall, it's a good game. Good story. I like how you battle and stuff like that. You got the front row and the back row and stuff like that. Oh, that's fun, bro. That's fun, bro. Oh, man. Oh, that's just... Square, what the fuck? At least NX is doing creative stuff. You know? I haven't heard the reviews of the new Dragon Quest games that just came out, the 2D HD remasters. I haven't heard any reviews about it yet, mainly because I'm still, like, on the fence of getting them. I do have Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch. I actually do. Just not the 2D HD remaster ones, basically, you know. But I probably should beat those anyways before I even get this one. Oh, you know? I did that with Shin Megami 5 before I got Shin Megami Vengeance, so might as well, you know. So I did beat Dragon Quest 1, which I'm glad to have that on my belt. Yep, I beat Dragon Quest 1. Try to beat it on the original hardware. Go fuck yourself. I would beat it on the Game Boy Color, though. I could do that. Oh, I definitely would do that. Because I think the Game Boy Color version still has the... Yeah, I think the Game Boy Color version still has the same difficulty as the original NES version, I believe. At least for me. That's how I felt when I played the Game Boy Color one and the original version of the NES of Dragon Quest. Or Dragon Warrior, basically. Sorry. Oh, it's called Dragon Warrior, not Dragon Quest, you uncultured swine. Well, it was called Dragon Quest in Japan, so who's an uncultured swine now? Alright, I'll see you guys later. Be safe. I'm having too much fun here because I love Expedition 33. Just reminds me of the landscape of how much fun we can have with modern turn-based RPGs. You know? So it just reminds you of how much fun we can have fun with turn-based RPGs. You know? And the people that talk shit about it, you have, to be honest, you have no opinion here. You have no opinion in this channel. If you're going to talk shit about that shit, I can understand if you dislike it. If you don't like it, if it's not for you, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Call of Duty's not for me, and that's fine. You know? I'm not making tons of videos of saying that fuck Call of Duty and all that. No. I don't care about that. But if you talk shit about turn-based and you don't respect the history of where it comes from and shit like that, or you just talk shit about it to the point that you're like, oh, fuck that shit, but if it went to action RPG, I would play the franchise and shit like that, go fuck yourself. Seriously. Those are the people that I'm talking about. Those are the people that are not gamers at all and want to change a whole fucking franchise to the point, whole change of fucking series just to cater to their shit. Guess what? You know different from the people that want to change Star Wars. Yep, I said it. I said it. I said it. You know different than Kathleen bitch ass Kennedy. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about this video. And what do you think about that title? Final Fantasy versus Expedition 33. To be honest, Final Fantasy doesn't have a chance.